Hello, everyone. Hello, April. It's a great pleasure to be here. We're going to be having a lot of fun in this live stream, the first ever of this YouTube channel. And we can't wait to kind of show you what is going to be included in this YouTube channel, what you're going to be able to get from this. And as April said, we're going to have a very special guest later on, so stick around. In addition, you'll see that there is going to be a couple of giveaways, some nice stuff that you can win. And we're going to talk to you about it during the stream. And in the meantime, as you're coming into the chat, please let us know where you're coming from, where you live. Appian is such an international community that we want to kind of see that. Even though this is the Europe EMEA live stream, we know that there's going to be folks tuning in from different places. So do tell us in the chat where you're coming from so we can kind of discover that. All right.
No, would love to hear it. It has been brought to my attention. I think my mic was off. Can we hear me now?
I think it is working now.
No audio. Working on it.
Sawa says it is working, so thanks, Sawa.
Awesome. Okay, so like I said, this is our first go at it. I'm working on the controls, but you all here will help me make sure the next two are going to go even more smoothly. So thank you for being our guinea pigs. So to start us off, welcome to the YouTube channel. So this is our brand new Appian Community YouTube channel. Will, if you don't mind, what are people going to be able to get from this channel here?
Well, you guys are going to be able to get a lot. And, this has been something that has been requested for a long time as well, this YouTube channel. And, it's here now. The YouTube channel is going to be for everyone who uses Appian, everyone who builds on Appian, everyone who plans for projects on Appian. Really, this is going to be where you can learn a lot of stuff. And, we're all about learning in Appian. The platform evolves very fast and it's awesome. It's, becomes a tool even more powerful every quarter. So you got to keep up with that, right? And you want to learn about new stuff. So we want to, have some content for beginners. We want to have content for people who are experienced. And there's already a lot of content on there, right? There's already content about how to build an application in 4 steps. That is a video, I think, below 30 minutes, which shows you how fast the platform can be. And there's going to be very specific videos about, how to do a task X, or how to, what are the best practices on how to handle data. So I think there are 3 things that we want to you can get out from this YouTube channel. The first one is, of course, learning things, and you can learn. You guys probably know you can learn through Absorb Academy online. Now you're going to be able to learn as well on YouTube. There's also going to be a component of community, which is going to be where you can post some comments in the YouTube videos and have that sense of, okay, I'm not alone as a developer in Appian, and that's super powerful. It's already we're already a close-knit community, as April of being our developer advocate is doing a great job at kind of knitting that community together. And then you're going to be able to discover new features, right? So on this YouTube channel, you'll be able to learn about those new features that are going to come out, and trust us, there is some exciting new stuff that's going to come in the next releases. So you got to stick around. You got to subscribe to that YouTube channel because all the new content will come through this. How about that, April? Is that promising enough?
Yeah, that was a really great intro. It's kind of funny. I don't know what you think, chat. Kind of funny that he pitched the video to go watch that is actually his own. But yes, you'll see some familiar faces over there on the YouTube channel, and we want to make sure we're giving you the content you need to become the best, most skilled Appian developers out there. So make sure, leave us a comment in the chat, shoot us an email, let us know what it is that you would want to see and how we can help you more. So before we bring in our very special guest, we are going to be giving a bunch of giveaways out during this stream. So to tease the first big giveaway, we have our Appian Europe conference coming up here in November. It's going to be at the Intercontinental London, the O2, and we're actually going to be giving one of you a free pass to attend. So you can go ahead and scan that entry form. I think maybe we can get the link in the chat as well to the form, but make sure that you're signed up for community, because you must be registered for community to be eligible for these prizes. So, I mean, Will, I'm going to be at Appian Europe. Are you going to be at Appian Europe?
I will be at Appian Europe. And the cool thing is that going to Appian Europe, you'll be able to actually learn about new stuff as well, right? So there will be one of our most famous instructors, Jose, who will be there to teach some new stuff and teach how to do low-code data with our newest and greatest features. So it's going to be awesome. So for that giveaway, make sure you are subscribed. You're signed up on Community. For those who are just logging in now, we're giving away a pass to Appian Europe in London. So, feel free to we're going to be putting this giveaway in a bit. So just stick around, but make sure that you're subscribed to signed up to Community first, because that will be the condition.
And
for
subscribe to the channel, of course.
And subscribe to the channel if you're just logging in. We're launching the YouTube channel, and this YouTube channel is going to be all about learning new stuff, about learning Appian, and it's all going to be for you. So subscribe to the channel.
Absolutely. So great intros, Will. But I think people have heard from us enough. I know that they're here because they want to hear from one of our community MVPs. So you may know him because he is in the community discussions, making sure to help everyone. He is one of the oldest Appian developers over in Germany, really being a great evangelist and getting everyone to really love Appian. He has a lot of great content that he puts out there on his blog, and he actually wrote the book on Appian. So it's my very great pleasure to bring onto the stream the one, the only, Stefan Helzle.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks a lot for the introduction. I'm super excited to be a part of that show.
We're really excited to have you.
By the way, I am also will visit the Appian conference later in autumn in London, and super excited to be there and learn about the new stuff.
Yeah, and in the chat, Enrich is saying that you're an absolute legend. So if you go there, I'm sure there'll be some fanfare for sure. So
that is true.
That's awesome. Where are you calling us from, Stefan?
Yeah, I'm living in south of Germany, nearby Ulm. Most of my clients are in Munich, Frankfurt, of course, a lot of financial services. So that's a great location to be here.
Yeah,
that's awesome. And what can you talk a bit about your experience with Appian and especially your place on Appian Community, which you've been a major part of?
Yeah, that's an interesting journey. So I started in about 2010. Approaching Appian. At that time, almost nobody knew about Appian, at least not in Germany. But at that time, I was freelancing. And at that company, some smart guy, my boss at that time, decided to introduce Appian in that company to implement business processes. And as I was working as a business analyst at that time, with a strong technical background, studied computer science some years ago. So I was mostly the perfect person to start. And at that time, I already got to know a few interesting people from Appian. We did a POC, and I was building Appian applications for almost 4 years at that client. Then decided to go my own way. And a bit later started as the first Appian developer at a startup. And from then on, built a team of about 30 Appian consultants in Germany and Netherlands. So yeah, that's pretty interesting. And at that time I started, there was almost no community. There was a bit of a tempo of feed. People were chatting in. And I had almost all the things I know about Appian I had to learn on my own. Yeah.
And you learned it, and now you're answering people in community, right?
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And also, I love hearing about, because you've been pretty engaged on the community for the past year or so, but you've actually spent your whole Appian career really evangelizing Appian at the more local level for you and building up all these Appian developers, and now you're spreading the word globally as well. So, I mean, you literally wrote the book on Appian, which, as a reminder, we are going to be giving away a few copies of this book for the audience. So make sure you are going to the registration form to enter the raffle, and we'll be announcing those at the end. So stick around. But yeah, I'd love to hear more about writing the book.
Yeah, that's that's also pretty exciting. Never thought about becoming an author and writing a book. But about 1.5 years ago, the publisher Pact approached me and were asking me whether I would be interested in doing so. And my first idea was that this will probably be a interesting challenge and a lot of work, but who else? So I had to say yes, and that took me about almost a year of work. So through all the weekends and every evening, I was trying to basically turn all the know-how and experience I had from training and teaching so many people. So not only internal colleagues, but I did also a lot of coaching and mentoring. I did trainings at clients and so on. So I really tried to turn that into something tangible, which someone with almost no or minimal technical background to somehow enabled that person to implement a successful Appian project. And that is not only about knowing how to, I don't know, create a user interface, I draw a process, but there is so much more to it. So my publisher complained about that the half of the book is not about Appian. Because I just wanted to make sure that people know about, how to draw a wireframe before going into Appian and crafting the actual user interface, thinking about UX, having an idea of how to approach an IT architect at a company, talking about a data model or integrations and so on. And I thought this is so important to, in the end, be successful, that I really had to put that into the book as well.
Yeah, I mean, I I was actually going to bring up that thing that you mentioned about half the book is not about Appian, right? Because especially for you coming from a more high code background, like we've talked about how it's actually a mindset shift to be able to really fully utilize low code. And we have all these amazing resources for learning Appian, and we're launching this new YouTube channel that's going to be just another resource. But that one angle of your book of, let me talk to you from the mindset of, I needed to change my mindset, and here's how it's been for me working on projects and stuff. So I think that's really cool. So what do you think about the YouTube channel? Are you excited about it?
Yeah, of course. I already watched some of the videos, and in our internal community, doing advocating and teaching to all my colleagues. I already forwarded that to them, and also pointed them out a specific video about. Let's see, it was about how to manage specific parts of data in a process, because they actually had a problem related to that. And I thought, hey, there is a great video in the Appian community. Go there and watch that, and then you will probably understand better what the actual problem is.
Was it my videos or no? Are you trying to give a little nod to mine? I mean, Will had to tease his own video in the beginning, so
Of course, yeah. That's it's
Yeah,
building an application in 20 minutes
yeah.
is awesome. And
yeah,
I'm
absolutely.
curious, do you have some ideas about new content that could have its place, like maybe ideas that you had that you wrote in the book that could also fit into that YouTube channel? Do you know some of those topics that you could think of?
So as I started to write my blog, and the content in the blog is kind of very technical and very specific, so not actually for a beginner. But I think for beginners, the most important part is when there is someone coming from a technical background to actually accept that software development with Appian can be simple, or call it easy, and does not have to be complicated anymore. And to make it easy, it takes, as April already mentioned, it takes a bit of shifting your mindset in terms of, in the days before Appian, you're probably used to, I don't know, to write Java code, write stored procedures in a database, write a complicated data model, somehow try to manage that, add triggers and all the things you can do to your kind of storage layer. But with Appian, forget about all of that. That's not necessary anymore, and it's not even not necessary. It will prevent you from being successful in an Appian project, because yeah, uh, we want to make software development easy, and that means use Appian, but also use it the right way. And the right way is a pretty complicated topic, because in the end there's still some things which are complicated. I don't know, you need to integrate to some system, and there is a weird way of doing authentication, so that it's still not simple in that term. But still, it needs to a mind shift. And for the other kind of people approaching Appian, coming probably more from a non-technical area, I think the most important part is to think in a process. So do not think in specific features, like I need a button somewhere, or I need a chat, or I need a field to enter a node or something. But think in a process, and yeah, I think that would be the good recommendations to start with.
No,
That's awesome.
go ahead, Will.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. I was going to say, it is tough when you have a lot of background in one technology, say Java, C#, for example, where you really know one technology and you're trying to apply that mindset to Appian and low code, and kind of this platform which makes it all easier for you. One analogy that I usually used to have when I was training students was, if you imagine the developer being a lumberjack, the lumberjack's job is to cut wood, and you could have learned by just an axe, right? So you're just like smashing an axe into the wood. You're going to be able to cut wood, but maybe not at the same speed with a chainsaw. The problem with the chainsaw is that so the chainsaw here is Appian, you can't use the chainsaw the same way you used an axe. Otherwise, you're going to break the chainsaw because you're going to keep smashing it into the wood. So that's kind of the the mindset shift that you do have to get into your head, which I think you've perfectly vehicled there.
Wow.
Yeah. So my personal analogy is, it's like like a Windows PC and a Mac, right? A Mac, you open close all day long, for months, and it just works. And the other machine probably has a crash somewhere in between. And for me, really, this translates to Appian, because from my perspective, Appian is really the Apple kind of software development. I don't have to care anymore about a running platform. It just is there, and it's stable. I almost cannot break it, whatever I do, and I can even more concentrate on delivering a solution and real value to my clients. And this is what what I care about. So I don't care about a null pointer exception somewhere in a library, right? That does not help my client. But improving their process, or implementing a new reporting dashboard, or giving them a great user experience, this is what helps.
Yeah. No, absolutely. And there's one other point that you brought up that I wanted to touch on, which is like, you know, Appian, it is a lot more accessible than a lot of technologies. It makes a lot of the boring and monotonous stuff so easy so that you can actually focus on the more interesting problems that you're trying to solve, right? Because yes, at the end of the day, we're used in huge enterprises and like huge processes that are mission critical, right? And there is complexity with that. There are multiple systems involved with that, but Appian like makes it so much easier to take all of these things together and make them work together and deliver a beautiful user experience and help businesses get a return on value, right? So yeah, it's I never want people to think, oh, Appian's easy, so it can't handle these really big problems, because
Hmm.
Appian can really do anything. It's just a lot more accessible to learn, and also takes care of a lot of the other things for you, like you said. Um, yeah, that
Yeah.
was my thought.
I think it's a very good point. And for anyone tuning in now, because I'm seeing people coming into the chat, so Code Definite, Kiran, welcome. We're having a chat with Stefan, the legend of Appian developments. And Stefan, I wanted to ask you, because there's been a program of certifications that has gone live for quite a bit of time now. Why do you think certifications is important in this market of Appian developers, and why should developers care about certifications?
Yeah, the certifications. So that has changed a bit over time. So in the early days, the getting a certification was pretty tough, and it also took me. It was quite a challenge. Then somewhere in between, it became simpler, more easy, and then when discussing with colleagues, some meant, okay, what's the purpose of getting that certification if more or less anyone could do it, and that has tremendously changed in the recent iteration. So I think the first level is pretty easy to approach. So you will probably want to attend the Appian Academy, go through the documentation, go through the fantastic tutorials in the documentation, and learn about the documentation, please. So that's super important. There's so much great stuff in there, and yeah, and then you can, with a bit of practice, easily do the first level. Now, about the third level, I was just recently helping a colleague preparing for that. So that's tough in a way of, when I am, as I am a lead developer certified architect, then I need to think on an architecture level, which means that I need to know which things to consider when designing an architecture for a larger Appian application, which is automatically about performance, integrations, certain implementation patterns in terms of databases and other kinds of APIs and stuff you need to integrate. So the challenge is here way tougher and not easy to take. So I'm super happy about that, because that gives real value back to the to the certifications.
Yeah, no, the lead developer is definitely a great accomplishment, but also, something that really shows your stuff. And then the associate developer exam. I mean, we had an intern this past summer who only through online training and like our docs, Academy Online, using his Appian Community Edition environment, with self-study, he was able to learn enough to pass the associate developer exam, right? So that is a great way to get your foot in the door at a bunch of amazing Appian developer jobs that there are out there. And then you can continue your learning, go on to get the senior developer exam and then the lead developer exam. And we're coming out with other exams as we keep going. So actually we have been doing Raffles this whole channel and this whole event, I'm sorry. And we are going to be raffling off a certification voucher as well. So those of you in the chat who have not yet gotten your Appian certification, go ahead, scan that entry form and sign up. You'll be eligible for the other raffles as well as getting a raffle for a voucher so that you can take your exam and show off that you know your stuff.
All
Will,
right.
what do you
Yes.
think?
Yes. So I think, Stefan put it best. Certifications are very important. They're the, basis for you as a developer to, talk to your customers about, yes, I know my stuff. And yes, it's not, it is going to be something that you can as well continue to have. So if you, pass your certification and then you watch the release showcases at every version, you will maintain that certification. So if you don't have it, go and enter that raffle. Or even if you have an associate certification and you want to go higher, we're giving that away. So if you're just tuning into this call, we're talking with Stefan here and talking about the values of certification. And before we move on to the next section, and we thank you, Stefan, do you have any kind of last words for anyone who would want to continue, and kind of words of inspiration for someone who wants to build their whole Appian career?
I think it's the perfect way of doing it. I was a few weeks ago. I was talking to a colleague, and he is doing basically Java full stack web development, and he mentioned that that he lost his faith in what he's doing, and he was thinking about whether Appian might be a good idea, because he was kind of annoyed by spending all the day on trying to solve some technical detail problem somewhere down in that huge stack of software he has to kind of juggle. And I said, yes, absolutely. If you if you want to deliver real value to your client, or if this is what you want to do, then go with Appian. If you want to do, I don't know, deep Java development, number crunching, AI directly, then you will probably not be happy with Appian as a core. Of course, many projects need some kind of integrations to AI systems or databases, or I don't know, whatnot, other systems. So then you can connect to that, of course, as well. But with a if you are a real hardcore coder, and you want to stay with that, then probably Appian is not the right way to go.
Awesome. Well, this is
Um,
great words.
yeah,
Great program.
I was gonna ask, just if anyone had a question for Stefan in the chat before we bid him adieu and close out this stream. We can wait a second or two. I don't know.
Just throw in the. I'm seeing Alex saying, "I hope I never have to use Java again." That is a
Yeah,
very good point. It is a future of development and building applications fast. So I
yeah.
do agree. So if you have any questions in the chat, feel free to drop them in.
Yeah, I see a thanks. Looking forward to meeting you at Appian Europe. I know I'm looking forward to seeing you again live. We had a
Oh
lot
yeah.
of fun at Appian World back in April, so I can't wait to come over to your side of the pond to see you. So yeah, I guess with that, Stefan will work on closing this out. Just a reminder to anyone who's just joining in, we are giving away 5 copies of Stefan's book, Low Code Application Development with Appian. So make sure you scan that entry form, enter the raffle, and you read a lot of his great knowledge over on Community, but you'll also be able to read it fully formed into a book format. So yeah, go ahead, enter that raffle. Thanks so much, Stefan, for joining us.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, thanks a lot for inviting me. Bye.
Thanks.
Oh,
All right.
so
And so I
great.
think we have a couple of people. We have 47 people watching now, and what I think we could ask them is, what do you guys want to see on this channel? Here, the channel, the sky is the limit on what we can publish, right? And so there's a lot of ideas. We have a good catalog of videos that are already up and that will be coming through, a good backlog of videos that you'll be absolutely liking. But what would you like to see? So, it could be like hands-on labs, it could be like tutorials, it could be maybe videos about best practices, more things about methodology. Do you want to see interviews with experts like Stefan and people from around the world? can you drop in the chat what you want to see? Because we really want to create the perfect YouTube channel for you guys, the Appian practitioners.
Yeah, no, absolutely. There are some great things I'm seeing in the chat. A couple of questions for Stefan. So head over to community and ask them on the discussion boards. He is very active in making sure everyone is getting really great answers over there. But one comment that I really liked: imagine building Appian plugins on Appian. Wow, that would be pretty cool. I mean, our app market right now has a ton of great plugins, utilities, great examples of solutions. So, you know, Appian is coming out with great new features every 3 months. But sometimes there may be another connected system you want to use or some other function that doesn't come out of the box. Well, we have a plugin for that probably, or you could build one. But maybe one day you'll be able to build one with Appian.
Yeah, we have some great ideas here. We have, so Shubham was saying a playlist of building an application with best practices. There's already a video on building an application, which is, I believe, the first one, but it is, you know, we'll probably build more complex applications, which require a bit more best practices. And that's really the challenge, right? It's you know, with Appian, you can really build an application quickly, but can you build an application that is going to be scalable? There's also James Franklin, who's talking about synced records and data structure, which is, you know, we're all excited about this feature. So there's definitely going to be some content, and I believe there's already content on this as well on the channel. Let's see, Christoph, showcasing most common mistakes, anti-patterns you see in Appian implementation is great idea. The whole anti-pattern thing is already stuff that we have, you know, on the playbook or Academy Online or in our instructor-led training courses. But I think it has definitely a place on the YouTube channel.
Yeah, no, a lot of great suggestions, and you know, don't be afraid to reach out, post on community, email us at community at appian.com. We love to hear from you, and we want to do all we can to get your feedback. So like I said, we're giving out a bunch of great raffles. So the last raffle we haven't quite announced yet is who doesn't love swag? So we have a couple of swag raffles for you. So if you're just joining in, make sure go scan the entry form, put in your information. You do need to be registered for Appian Community to be able to actually retrieve these prizes. So make sure that you're registered. But we have a great set of headphones, a great water bottle, and a duffel bag to choose from. I actually have the water bottle right here. We've been talking a lot, so I'm going to take a sip. But a lot of great swag. Will, what would you pick of those three swag options?
I mean, the bag looks good, to be fair. You know, you do want to kind of represent the community you're part of in the streets. So, you know, just kind of going around, traveling with the bag, saying Appian, and, you know, then people can be, oh, you know, maybe at some point they'll be, I know this company. Do you work for that company? That would be cool, I think. So I'll go for the bag.
Yeah, no, I already have headphones and I have the water bottle. So I think the bag is next. I do have my great Appian backpack back there.
Yeah.
So we're gonna give a few more minutes here for any last minute raffle entries. So we have that link in the chat again. Will, this was really fun. I'm looking forward to the next two streams. For those of you who don't know, or maybe you just tuned in right at the end, we will be streaming again in about 4.5 hours at noon East Coast time. And then we'll be doing another one tomorrow at 11:30 a.m. Over in India, which is what, 8 for you, Will?
Yeah, 8 for Europe, continental Europe, early for the US.
Yeah, no, quite early, 2 a.m. But I want to make sure I can be live with you all, of course.
And,
so
and
I will
say, you know, with all those ideas that you guys are putting in, which I love, by the way, I'm seeing great ideas.
Yeah.
What, you know, we're expecting the ask for, you know, for you is to hold us accountable for it and actually subscribe to this channel. So if you subscribe, you'll be able to see if we actually come up with those ideas and if we actually bring in, we will do them. Just you know, creating on videos on design practices for Appian use cases, interviews with experts. those ideas, we love it, because that's going to bring alive the community even more than it is already. And you're going to be learning so much stuff. So if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel
Yep.
and enter in the giveaways, get some swag, it's going to be good.
Yeah, we have some great help behind the scenes over here working on getting those raffle winners pulled. So we will be announcing them here in a minute or two. Again, anyone who was here from the beginning, I'm sorry that my mic was off. Really, I was just trying to make it more of an authentic, video chat experience where you have to tell someone they're muted and they need to get off so you can hear them. But really appreciate y'all joining in. This is our first live stream ever. We're doing 2 more in the next 24 hours, and we really hope to do even more because this has been a great bit of fun. Okay, so I am getting messages that we're just about ready to announce the winners for the prizes. Who's excited?
Yes, I want to see who's excited. I think, April, at the beginning of the stream, I think this was the epitome of the COVID time. You're muted, which we have had way too many times, and it had to happen on a stream. That's a rite of passage, I feel. So congratulations for that first one.
Yeah, no, it is. Hopefully I got it out of the way, so the next 2 streams are going to be money, just nice and easy. Okay, we can start off. Please forgive me in advance if I mispronounce your name. However, don't worry, because we will be contacting you. We have your information to give you the details of how you can get those prizes. So first up is the winner for the certification voucher. So that is a voucher to take any of our certification exams for free. So the winner of this, we have Paroshni Naidu is our winner there. So congrats. We will be reaching out to you. The next thing that we are giving away, we have our great swag we were just talking about. So for the swag winner, we have Mikhail Seizmensky. I am very sorry. SZYMAN with an asterisk SKI. And we will be reaching out to you as well. We had our amazing guest Stefan today, and we're giving away 5 copies of his book, actually. So the 5 winners, we have Abhishek Manjuanath, Vaibhav Narayan Singh, Mukesh Thakur, Matthew Tunicliffe, and Carlos Martinez Redonda. So congrats to all of you. And the last big giveaway we have, a chance to meet me and Will in person, and Stefan, and I guess attend a full-fledged conference on top of that. We have our Appian Europe pass giveaway. So the winner for that is Salwa Abaza. So congrats, everybody, for your wins. Everyone else who joined, thank you so much for joining and being a part of this. Make sure you are subscribed, you're keeping up with us on social, you're logging into community, because we have a lot of great things coming for this community. Will, this was fun.
Awesome. It was fun. It was great to do that and to have everyone in the chat and have everyone be so excited about all of that stuff. So tune in the next live streams if you can, or there'll be more live streams to come, not to announce the YouTube channel, but maybe to do more technical stuff, maybe to learn more stuff. So again, subscribe. Have a great day, morning, evening, night, week, wherever you are.
Yeah.